Well, hello everyone. After a brief hiatus, the Jefferson Herald's weekly coaches show returns. We are now using the basketball version of the show. We'll call it the Beyond the Arc, and every other week we'll switch off between the Greene County girls and Greene County boys head coaches. This week we're joined by Greene County girls head coach Dean Lyons. Thank you for joining us, Dean. We're broadcasting live this week from Tech Zone. They're one of our head sponsors, along with Doc Stadiums and Moo Meat. So, of course, thank you very much for those sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do that. So, kind of this basketball show will run throughout the winter. We'll talk to the coaches every other week. Maybe sometimes, since it's a long season, maybe we'll incorporate some players every once in a while. Not everyone wants to hear the coaches every week. We'll just kind of recap what happened, the games, weeks throughout the past week. Maybe talk about the games and preview the week ahead. So we'll get into this week. Today we're having the season preview with Dean Lyons. As I said before, we'll talk about the girls' basketball season and what they expect and what they plan on doing. The Greene County girls last year were 4-18. They lost a big chunk of their starting five, but they also returned a significant amount of players from their team, including your daughter, Lauren. She was the leading scorer, the leading rebounder, and the leading passer on the team last year. So just kind of starting off with that, what does she bring to your team, and how does her experience help your team?
Well, I think her experience, she's been around the gym all her life. She grew up with me coaching boys and then girls. So I think she brings experience. I think she'll bring toughness to the team, leadership to the team. We're going to rely on her a lot. We'd like her to have, to be realistic, between 15 and 20 points a game. If she can do that, we know they're going to key on her. And as I will tell you later on that we do have a lot of girls that are going to be able to pick it up this year, I feel, and help out the team. Yeah,
speaking of that, who are some of the girls that you'll be kind of relying on this year?
Well, I think we got the five seniors, the five main seniors that have been with me since fifth grade. We did a lot of tournaments when they were young, and I just this team just feels a little different. It's just because I think we've been around each other so long, and they know what I expect from them. But we have Samantha Hardaway, we have Ashley Millard, Annika Delp, and Reagan Lamore are the five. There's 8 seniors, but those are the 5 main seniors that we'll rely on a lot. And then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, keep going.
I was just going to say, then we'll come off the bench with 3 sophomores, Cassie Lamore, Bailey Cunningham, and Izzy Brevard. Those would be the main 8. We have a couple other sophomores that I think will, before the year's done, will step up. But right now we're going to start off with probably a main 8 playing.
You mentioned a little bit that a lot of them have been together since 5th grade. So kind of going off that, what are some of the other big differences that you see from this year's team compared to last year's team going into the season?
Well, I think we're going to be quicker. We're going to be quicker. You're going to see, and we hope we get the fans to come out. This is a new year to see what we're doing. We're going to be a quicker team. We're going to push the ball up. I think we have the quickness. We've been working on a lot of fast break, up-tempo stuff, a little half-court trap to kind of we're going to be a little bit stronger bench, which we can do some of this stuff, and I think we're going to be a year older, a year stronger, and I think it's going to be more up-tempo. I think you're going to see more scoring, and I just think you're going to see a different team.
Mm-hmm. So before we get deeper into the season preview, for those that aren't aware, you're Dean Lyons, the head coach. Obviously, we've touched on that a little bit, but what kind of give the viewers your background a little bit and what your coaching career has been like.
Sure. Well, I started out in 1988, believe it or not. My first coaching job was up at Pomeroy, Iowa, and I started out coaching football. And then the next year it was Pomeroy-Palmer. They consolidated, and then I went to Peyton-Sheridan for 3 or 4 years, and then I was at East Greene for, it seemed like an eternity. I graduated from East Greene, and I was at East Greene I coached boys. Coached a little bit of everything at East Greene, but the boys track and boys basketball. But I coached boys basketball up to when we started coming over here, and then I've been fortunate enough to coach. Some people say it's not fortunate enough, but I have been fortunate enough to coach all my kids. I've enjoyed it. And then my youngest daughter Lauren basketball, so I still wanted to coach and started coaching girls basketball, and I did coach girls basketball at Sheridan for a year, so I've enjoyed it. I did a little bit of everything, and I'm enjoying it over here at Greene County. It's a great school, and it's a good mix.
And how long have you been the Greene County girls coach?
This will be my third year. I did coach junior high 2 years before that here at Greene County, and this will be my third year at the head coach, and then I was 1 year at the assistant.
So you mentioned coaching your kids. How many kids do you have that you've coached?
I have 4
over the years?
kids. I have 2 boys and 2 girls, and I've been fortunate enough to coach them all.
So what are some of the challenges? I know it's probably enjoyable to coach your kids, but there's obviously probably some challenges coaching your kids. So what are some of those coaching them?
Well, I'll be totally honest with you. The toughest thing I've learned, 2 things, is the first thing is when the game's over, you got to leave it. You can't take it home. And I've been told that by my kids numerous times. And that's the tough thing, because most kids can go home and they don't have the coach or their dad discussing it. And when I go home, I find myself discussing it, and I've had to not do that. And that's probably the toughest is leaving it on the court. And the second toughest is your kids take it, let's be honest, take a beating from the public sometimes, other kids, because you're the coach's kid, and it's tough on the kids, but they've adapted really well to it. They kind of let it go in one ear and out the other ear, and adjusted to it. And those are probably the 2 toughest things it is, coaching your own kid.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and then other than that, it's a joy. I wouldn't give it up. I love coaching my kids. It's a great opportunity to be with my kids, and I would not trade it for nothing. Now, my wife might say something different, but I would not trade it for nothing. I've been pretty fortunate to do that.
Mm-hmm. So going back to talking about the team this year, you mentioned some of your strengths are probably being quicker and stronger, and at times it looked like last year maybe you guys did get outrun by some teams. Is that one of the advantages of having a quicker team this year?
I think so. I think you're exactly right. Last year we had some injuries and we had some concussions. We had a little bit of everything happen last year, but people just ran us in the ground. We didn't have the bench, and this year we're quicker, and I think we want to do that to them. And we have a saying that we kind of model that we've taken: be the hammer, not the nail. And we started that in 5th grade, and we want to end it that we want to be the one that run the people in the ground. We want to be the one that is the most aggressive out there and physically. And I think you're going to see that, and the girls have bought into that. And so that's what we want to kind of do over last year, is we want to kind of give it to them instead of taking it from them.
And so you mentioned those injuries and the concussions. There were so many times last year that you never played with the same lineup game to game. So do you think that will also be an advantage this year you can't predict whether you'll be healthy or not, but will it help your team to be able to have a cohesive lineup from game to game?
Yes, I agree. Last year, I think it was the first 10 games we never had the same lineup. It was just unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like that as a coach. I will say, I think, yes, I'm not on the same aspect. We probably won't have the same lineup every game. It depends what team we're playing. We might go a little quicker. We might go a little, it depends what the team are playing and the individuals we're playing. But most part, we're going to have the same lineup, maybe 1 or 2, but it's going to be because we want to change it. It's not going to be because of injuries and stuff, we hope.
So kind of on the flip side of the strength, what would you say right now are some of the weaknesses of your team?
Well, our weaknesses of the team is, let's be honest, we haven't won. We have to, people might not think this, but you have to have that winning mentality. You have to win. You want to win, and we're getting that. So I think until we can win consistently some games, that's going to be tough, but also probably our outside shooting. We don't know. It's Lauren's more of a slasher, and she's going to have to hit some outside shots. Samantha Hardaway, Bailey Cunningham are some outside shooters we have. So if we can hit some outside shots, which is kind of fairly unknown right now, I think defensively wise we're going to be okay. I love defense. I'm a defensive coach, so I think we'll be okay defensively. But if our offensive rolls like I think it can, and our outside shot, we're going to be successful. If not, the outside shot, well, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's something that's really big in high school basketball, and you see it through all levels now. Is you need those shooters to kind of, once you fall behind, if you can't keep shooting, you can't really get back into the game unless you have that dominant score. That
3-point shot has just changed the game. You hear people, announcers saying it, and it's true. I tell our girls we can go down there and work our butts off and score twice and be up 4-0. They come down and take one shot and it's 4-3 already. It's just a game changer. And we hopefully, maybe that's us this year, we hit the threes consistently. But I think that's going to be their weak spot right now is our outside shooting until I see us in some games. We're going to be good at the post. We have Annika Delp and Ashley Millard. We're going to have regular more on the baseline. I mean, we're going to be okay down low, I think. But if our outside shot comes, we're going to have some success this year.
So you mentioned that you're a defensive coach. So what kind of defense will you be running this year?
Well, I think we're going to mix a lot of things up. We're going to change a lot of things this year. Just for example, we'd like to mess around a little bit. So we'll go, if we make the basket man on a made, zone on a miss. Just kind of make the other team think what's going on. And we've thrown in a half-court trap, which I ran on the boys' side for so many years and had some success with it. So I thought, why not? So we've been working since day one on this half-court trap. So we're going to do a little half-court trap because we have the quick girls up front and maybe get some quick buckets off of that. And we'll go from there. It's just a little bit of different things. We're going to mix our defenses up and make the other teams think a little bit. And hopefully we can force some turnovers that way.
So how have your big girls been handling the new defensive wrinkles?
These girls, I'm not lying. These girls, they're great. They whatever I throw at them, like I said, I've had a lot of them since fifth grade, so they know a lot of this stuff. But they've done really well. They haven't complained and they've jumped on it, and it's something new and it's kind of fear of the unknown. But they've accepted it, and I think they're ready to have some positive at the girls program and show people, what, we can win some ball games, and that's what it takes to win. A lot of it's mental. So they've been really accepted of what we've changed.
So transitioning now into the conference schedule, who do you expect to be the top teams in the Heart of Iowa Conference this year, and who are some of the players that you think will stand out?
Well, there's no doubt about it. I think until they get beat Nevada, they still got the big. I always butcher her name, but Kotop, I forget what her name is, but Lexi's her first name, but she's going to be really tough. So Nevada's going to be up there. After that, there's quite a drop off, but you can't go to state so many years in a row and not have a great team, and so they're going to be up there. I think a team to watch this year will be Roland Story. Roland Story brings back about everybody. They got some younger kids, sophomore, juniors that are shooters. They're going to be tough, and then I think you're going to see. I think we could be in the middle. I mean, I think we can be those two, and then you're probably going to have North Polk. North Polk suits a lot of girls, and they're no superstar, but there's 6 or 7 that are just about the same. So that's probably the toughest team that we will play this year to guard, and that's who we play at Wells Fargo. But because there's so many of them that are the same, and so a lot of times when you go, there's 1 or 2, so you kind of key on them. But when you 6 or 7, it's a lot tougher. So I think those will be the top 3. Then I can see, Gilbert. They'll be about the same as last year. Gilbert, us. Then you got South Hamilton, Sadell. PCM will be up around us. So I really think we could be in the middle if things go. If we can get some confidence, win some early games, I think we'll be all right.
So you mentioned that Wells Fargo game. That was something I wanted to touch on a little bit. On December 15th, Greene County plays North Polk in Wells Fargo Arena in downtown Des Moines. So what is that opportunity like for your team?
When I was told that, I didn't believe it. I thought, you got to be kidding me. I mean, just as a kid, it was veterans when I played. It was just playing on that big court in that nice arena. It's just awesome. So when I told the girls, they didn't believe me at first. My daughter goes, "Okay, Dad." So I think she thought I was joking, but they're excited. They're really excited. I mean, we could go down there and play in the big house, and the school's letting out, so we hope we have a nice crowd. Hopefully maybe they take a bus down, it's a tough time. It's at 2:00. I mean, that's a tough time, I know, but hopefully we'll get some crowd down there, and it's great for the program. It's just something that we can say that we played in Wells Fargo, and a lot of teams can't say that, and this year's been different. We have that. We had midnight practice one time 2 weeks ago. We practiced at midnight on a Friday night, and we spent the night in the gym. I don't know if my back could ever do that again. And Saturday I was pretty tired, but I got to give them girls credit. We practiced at noon to about 1:45, and they worked hard. And we're just doing little things like that. We did that, different practices, different stuff we're going to do in a game, and then the Wells Fargo thing, and it's just turned out so far to be a different year, and it's kind of nice. So
when you have a midnight practice like that, what are you trying to accomplish there?
Well, first of all, was my daughter and a couple of the seniors come up and said, "Dad, what do you think about having practice at midnight?" And I thought, "You're crazy," But then I thought, you know what? They wanted to do it, kind of a team unity, kind of a team bonding. We have 33 girls out. Every one of them was there, and it was a kind of a team bonding thing. And then, like I said, when it was over, they watched some movies and played some games, card games and stuff. And it was really nice because they were all together. It wasn't, nobody didn't like anybody. It was it felt good, and I think it helped our team out. And that's what we wanted to accomplish, is kind of a team unity, something different. Let's change something up. I mean, if we're doing the same thing forever and it's not working, let's try something new. So that's what we did.
Definitely. That's pretty cool. That sounds really neat.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It really was fun.
Right. Besides being tired the next morning.
I'm going to be honest with you. Saturday, I took about 4 naps, but you know what? It was really worth it because I had a lot of kids come to me and said it was fun and they enjoyed it. And my wife was a chaperone, and she was there taking pictures of the whole thing, and it was something I'll always remember.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was a good thing, and hopefully maybe we make it every year we do something like that. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
so there's some changes we're doing this year. If I can just put a plug in coming up, we have our annual Pink Out Night. I think it's going to be the end of January. All the money we're doing there, we're going to take a Children's Hospital in Iowa City.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're going to go down and do that and see a Hawkeye game and just kind of go down as a team and go out and eat. We've raising some money for, to go down and eat together. And so these girls have really pulled together, and they're a fun bunch to be around.
That's really cool. Yeah, just getting the girls to be more of a team and on and off the court. That's really
it is, and it is, and then it's exactly what you said, off the court and on the court, and in the long run, when basketball's over, these are lessons we teach them that they can use maybe in their real life and make them a better person. And I think they're becoming that. Yeah,
because if you're good friends off the court, that'll mean you work better on the court. There'll be less arguments, so less egos. People won't be like, "Hey, why didn't you pass it to me?"
Exactly.
You work better and kind of know each other and whatnot.
Let's be honest, we'll throw it out there. You have that every year, it seems like, or every other year you got somebody that, maybe they don't get along and they don't think they're passing to them and all that. And we had a team meeting right away, and I'll be honest with you, we say, if you don't like somebody off the court, that's fine. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but when we're on the court, we're a team. And they've embraced that, and, they're getting along pretty well right now. Maybe a month from now, I'll pull my hair out and say, I went down the tube fast. But no, they're doing really well, and they're pulling together as a team.
So, you open the season tonight. You go to Ogden. They lost quite a bit. We were talking about it before the show started. But so what do you think you'll see from them offensively tonight?
Well, that's a good question. I tried to call and look wherever I could find it, and they kept it all hidden pretty good till today. They lost their first game. They did lose a lot. I really don't know a lot about them. I did see their stats. They were 7 for 13 for 3, so that kind of scares me a little bit. It makes me. I wish I would have known if Southeast Valley would have. Maybe they played a zone, when we were going to be more of a man-to-man. But I really don't know a lot about them. There's 2 girls back from last year. They're two main scorers that scored that night. We're going to have to stop them defensively. They lost by about 8. Other than that, they look like they had quite a few turnovers, so maybe we can put a little pressure on them. Shut down to 3, and we're going to go there. That first game, you just never know. Yeah. It's the fear of the unknown. I mean, I don't know. We went to Carroll, had that scrimmage with Kemper, and at first I was kind of leery on it, but I'm glad we went because it got the first game jitters. It felt like a real game, even though it didn't count. They had real refs and all that there. So it felt like a real good game, and I saw some stuff that we needed to do, and I feel pretty confident tonight. I mean, we're going to have to play well, don't get me wrong, because, we're not used to winning, and so we'll have to play well. But I think if we pressure them and maybe up-tempo, maybe we can run them. I don't think their bench will be as strong as our bench, but who knows? We'll see tonight. Yeah, you mentioned the Kemper scrimmage. That was something I was going to touch on there. That's probably a good scrimmage for you guys to have because they're a pretty good team. They're highly ranked. And so just to be able to scrimmage a team like that, what do you think, what are the benefits to be able to do that? Well, that's why I was a little leery, was are we going to go over there or are they going to dismantle us and then we're going to, think here we go again. But, we went over there, we played well. I thought we played well. The effort was there. We were up and down the court early on with them. I think we led it for the first quarter. down 8 at half. Had a bad third quarter, but came back with a strong fourth. So I saw some promising things. I saw a team that doesn't quit. Keeps battling back. And I told them that's what's going to take to win games. So I was happy. Someone told me they're like ranked 10th or 12th. So
they returned their entire starting lineup.
Yes. And so actually coming out of it, the way we played, and the girls, they kind of, a couple of them said, you know what, we didn't do too bad. They're ranked, coach. We can. And I think confidence-wise, that really helped scrimmaging. Like I said, I was a little leery, but I think we came out of it in really good shape. So I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, and then tomorrow night is your home opener against Perry. So they return one of their top scorers, Joanna Dew, I think.
Yes.
And so what do you think you'll have to do to be able to contain her?
Well, we went down and scouted them. The team went down. They played North. They handled them pretty well. But I think one thing we've been playing them since 5th grade. These girls and our girls know each other, and we've only beat them one time. They've always had our number. For some reason, they've always had our number. I think this year is probably the best year we have a chance to beat them. Our bench is going to be stronger than them. I think if the Dew girl gets in foul trouble, they really are hurting after that. She's the team. So if we can control her, I think we'll have a chance to win it. They like the fast break. They're quick, but they did lose a lot from last year. I see they did get beat their second game by Newton pretty handily. They only scored 28 points. So I think the Dew girl got in trouble, and that's what we want to do. We want to get her in foul trouble, get people coming off their bench. And I think if we can get playing their bench, I think we have a real great chance of beating them.
Yeah.
And
it's a rival game, like you said.
It is. Anything can happen. And what would be big, I'm not a coach that sits there and goes through we can get this one, we can get this one, we can get this one. No, I don't do that. I just, but I'll be honest with you, if we can come off 2-0, that would be huge for us. Even 1-1, starting off the year with a win early on, which would be a great confidence builder. And so I'm hoping if we play what we're capable of, I think we have a chance to win 2 games.
So kind of, as we wrap it up, what are kind of your expectations for the team this year?
Well, I think you're going to see I think you're going to see a team that gets stronger as the year progresses. If we can stay healthy, and there's a thing, I'm a firm believer of karma, and there's a big thing of karma, and last year, for whatever reason, we didn't have it, and I think, why can't this year be our year? And if we can stay healthy, I think you're going to win early. I think you're going to see a team that gets stronger. It's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be competitive. I mean, sure, there's going to be games that we're probably going to struggle maybe, but overall I think you're going to see a team that works hard. And I like to think that we're going to be in the mix. I mean, we're definitely going to win more games than last year. There's no doubt about it. But I would like to think if things go right, we play 5 non-conference games. And other than Boone, maybe win or set, I think our non-conference, we have a great chance of running the table on those. I would like to think it's around 500, to be honest. I don't like to put a number on it because you put a number on it, you don't get it, and then it seems like a bad season. But I'm not going to really put a number on it. I just did, but I'm just saying I think we could be all right. I think it's going to be a fun season. I think it's going to. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go tonight, and it's been a long day already, but we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for it too. So good luck this season, Coach, and good luck to the Greene County girls basketball team. That's it for us for the girls preview this week. We'll be back at Dock Stadium on Thursday, November 30th, with the Greene County boys head coach Chris Nelson. We'll broadcast there at 2 p.m. previewing the boys season. So until then, thanks a lot for looking into this week, and thanks a lot to Dean Lyons for joining us. Thank you.